Hi viewers, welcome back to our channel Make Math Easy. So in the last class we discussed what are the different methods to solve a or to factor a quadratic equation. So in that we mainly discussed three methods. One is basically factorization method that we learned in class 8, and the second one is method of completing square, which will be useful in class 12 as well. Third one is the quadratic formula, which is a simple one. So if you remember, in the last class itself I told you the quadratic formula will help you to get an answer in a simple way. Just you have to substitute in the formulation, that's it, right? So there we have to find out the formula for discriminant, and then based on the discriminant value we will differentiate how the roots will be, whether the roots will be real or equal, real or distinct, or unreal roots. This characterization we are doing. Apart from this, after finding the discriminant value, if you substitute in the formulation, you will get the answer. Now the question comes here is when we have to go for factorization method, when we have to go for method of completing square, when we have to go for quadratic formula, right? So it's up to you in the examination. Unless until they specify, you can go for any method for factorization, right? So I personally suggest you to go for the quadratic formula if they didn't mention any specific procedure to find the factorization. So, and another situation where you have to use the quadratic formula is when the question involves these type of complex numbers as a coefficients and constants. So if you observe here, this is the quadratic equation in terms of x, which is a variable. The a is 9, b is 9 of a plus b, and the constant is another quadratic term which is in a two variables a and b maybe. Okay, so in this type of cases also, instead of going for factorization, it's always better to go for the quadratic formula so that you will get answer in the immediate steps, right? So let us see how we will apply the quadratic formula here. I told you the step-by-step procedure for using the quadratic formula also. The first step that you have to do is find the value of capital A, that is quotient of x square, capital B, quotient of x, and constant C. So first let us write that capital A is equal to 9, capital B is equal to minus 9 of a plus b, capital C is equal to 2a square plus 5ab plus 2b square. Common mistake here students will do is they will forget this minus. Okay, so please be careful whenever you are writing the coefficients. So let us first find the capital value D, capital value of D, that is discriminant, b square minus 4ac. In the last class itself we discussed that generally discriminant can also be represented with delta. Some standard books use delta, some books use D. Both are same representing delta. So let us substitute that this is 9 of a plus b whole square minus 4 times of a is 9 and c is 2a square plus 5ab plus 2b square, right? So simplified further, this is 81 into a plus b whole square can be written as a square plus 2ab plus b square minus 36 of a square 5ab plus 2b square. Simplified further, which is equal to 81a square, 81 into 2, 162ab, this is 81b square minus 36a square, okay, plus 36 into 5, that is 180ab plus 36 into 2, 72b square, right? So if you remove this bracket by multiplying with this minus, means you will be getting 81a square, 162ab plus 8b square minus 36a square minus 18ab, 180ab and minus 72b square. Simplified further, this will give you 9a square. 162 minus 180 will give you minus 18ab. 81b square minus 72b square will give you 9b square. You can take 9 as a common and you will be getting a square minus 2ab plus b square. I think by this time you might have understood what is this represents. A square minus 2ab plus b square. This itself is nothing but again a minus b whole square. So 9 can be written as 3 square. So on a whole this entire term can be written as 3 into a minus b whole square. So my personal suggestion here is try to simplify the discriminant value to the maximum and preferably try to write it in the terms of a perfect square. What is the advantage is, if you recall the formula, x is equal to minus b plus or minus root over d by 2a. So if you write in the form of discriminant in the square root, what will happen is this square and square root will get cancelled and your calculation part will become simple. That is the advantage. Okay. So now let us go into further calculation. X is equal to minus b, substitute minus of minus 9 of a plus b plus or minus square root of d is 3 times of a minus b whole square whole divided by 2 into a value is 9. See, that's why here I told you please don't forget about this minus, because if you forget this minus here including with the capital B value, you will get wrong value here. So please be careful. So this is 9a plus 9b plus or minus square and root will get cancelled. You will be getting 3a minus 3b whole divided by 2 into 9. So let us simplify it further with the plus as a first case and minus as a second case. First case, x is equal to 9a plus 9b plus I am writing 3a minus 3b by 2 is the first case. Second case, 9a plus 9b, I will use the minus of 3a minus 3b whole divided by 2 into 9. Here also 2 into 9. Simplified further, 12a plus 6b by 18. If you take 6 common and if you cancel out, you will be getting 2a plus b by 3. Right? And second case, if you simplify here, if you remove the bracket means you will have to multiply with minus. This will become minus 3a plus 3b divided by 18. This you will be getting 6a plus 12b by 18. If you take again 6 as a common and cancel out, you will be getting another root as a plus 2b by 3. Now see how far this method will be useful for you. That is the question will comes to us. Simple thing, if you have to do the same factorization with respect to normal factorization method, it will take lot of time for you to get the factors like this, right? Because it's in the fraction. But as we are applying the quadratic formulation, our calculation part will become simple and you got the factors in a very simple way. So this is how you have to make use of the quadratic formula. Especially when the coefficients or the constants are involved with the lot of terms, that means more than 2 terms are included, better go for quadratic formula. In a simple way you will get the answers. Here as I explained every step in detail, you are seeing this many terms for determinant. Otherwise if you do the mental calculation means you can be getting the answers in 2-3 steps itself, right? So now let us do some another models which is in regards to the quadratic application, but it is not necessarily that you have to apply the quadratic formula for these questions. You can go for the normal method also, but as I told you, there is no restriction for you in the examination that you have to use only this specific method. You can use whatever method you want, that depends on your situation in the question. If you don't have a much time to do method of complete square or factorization, you can go ahead with quadratic formula. But if they specify means please go for only that particular method, because once they specify a particular method and if you are still using any another method, board won't allot you even a half mark also for that, because the procedure or approach itself is the wrong, because they ask you for some method, you are followed another method, so they won't allot any marks. So please keep this point in mind. Let us do some other questions based on the solving the quadratic equation itself. us see some tricky questions. Let us try to do. Though the questions are tricky, it's all about how we are interpreting the question. That's it. Remaining simplification part is same for everyone. The only thing matters is how you are approaching to the question is matters. Now see, for example, if I have a question like this, solve 1 by 2a plus b plus x is equal to 1 by a plus 1 by b plus 1 by x. Solve for x if I give you this one. Yeah, you can take 1 by a itself. 1 by a plus b plus x is equal to 1 by a plus 1 by b plus 1 by x. So, you just have to get that logic correctly. If you remember, see, I will just start with a simple example and then I will try to explain you how to relate to this question. See, for example, if I have a question like this, 2x plus 3 is equal to some x minus 5. So what is the first step you will do? Usually you will bring all x variables to one side and the constant to the other side. This is the basic step you will do, right? So if you do in that way, minus 3 minus 5, so you will be getting x is equal to minus 8. See, what actually you did here, to get the value of x, you tried to pull all the variables to one side and all the constants to the other side. That will help you to get the answer. In the similar way here, this is the term which is having a variable and this is the another term which is having a variable. So what you have to do, the basic thing, you have to bring all the variables to one side first, followed by the constants to the other side. If you just observe here, this is the term, though two are constants here and this is the variable. You cannot split here because numerator is having less number of terms compared to denominator. So I will bring this variable term to the left side. So 1 by a plus b plus x minus 1 by x is equal to 1 by a plus 1 by b. See, this is a simple step, that is a simple initiation that you can do for a given question if you don't know the procedure. Basic logic only will have to work out throughout all the questions across the classes. It's all the logic, that's it. So this, if I take LCM here, x into a plus b plus x, and this will become x minus of a plus b plus x. If you further take LCM here, this will be ab and this will be b plus a, which will be same as a plus b. Simplified further, if you remove the minus, means bracket means I have to multiply with minus, so I will be getting a plus minus a minus b divided by x into a plus b plus x is equal to a plus b divided by ab. So you can take a minus common here, minus of a plus b by x times of a plus b plus x is equal to a plus b by ab. You can cancel out a plus b and a plus b, and you can do the further simplification here by doing cross multiplication, xa bx plus x square. Now bring all the terms to one side, x square. From these two terms I will take x as a common and I will write it as a plus b of x minus ab is equal to 0. Or if you didn't get this type of idea, you can just leave the terms as it is, no problem at all. I will keep the terms as it is, x square plus ax plus bx plus ab is equal to 0. Now here, if you are able to get the thought directly is fine. For example, if you are not getting any thought how to solve this, always you will have a choice of using the quadratic formula, no doubt for that thing. So but you can, before going into further directly using the quadratic formula, just keep an eye on the question and the terms involved here, so that maybe without doing that much procedure for the quadratic formula, you may get answer immediately. See, if you just observe here, from the first two terms I can pull x as a common, I will get x plus a. From the next two terms I will take b as a common, I will get x plus a is equal to 0. So on a whole I can take x plus a as a common, then I will get x plus a into x plus b is equal to 0. I will get the two roots as a x is equal to minus a comma minus b. So hope you understood this logic. So even here, if you didn't get this thought of taking the common, you can go ahead with the quadratic formula, you will get the answer. But maybe it will take little bit longer way to get the answer. But the idea here is you should not use your entire potential on only one question. You should distribute that potential to the multiple questions to do in a better way. That is the ultimate way of learning. Okay. Now let us just solve only one more question and then we will end the class, and in the next class we will see the remaining important models as far as this is concerned, quadratic equations, right? So here, for example, if I take another question like this, x minus 1 by x minus 2, x minus 3 by x minus 4 is equal to 3, 1 by 3. If this is the question, okay. See here, by seeing this point I explained in the very starting video of quadratic equations. By looking, it is just a linear equation, but actually if you just observe, this is the power 1, this is also power 1 and power 1. So later you will learn there is some sort of equations called as an homogeneous equations. Homogeneous equations which will remains as it is if you substitute x with some kx and y with ky. Okay. Anyway, now I don't want to divert you from the basic concept now. Here you should get an idea of how to start simplifying. Simple thing, we cannot do any further simplification just by observing the question like this, because numerator is having two terms, denominator is also having two terms, and we cannot further split it. If you take the LCM here, I will be getting x minus 2 into x minus 4. The first term will become x minus 1 into x minus 4 plus x minus 2 into x minus 3 is equal to, if you convert this mixed fraction, I will be getting 3 into 3 9 plus 1 10 by 3 I will be getting. So we know this after simplification how we have to do. It's a simple thing. If you just observe here, it's a multiplication of a degree 1 term. So you will be resulting with the second order degree, right? So let us do that multiplication. X square minus 4x minus x plus 4, x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 6 whole divided by denominator, if you do x square minus 2x minus 4x plus 8 is equal to 10 by 3. Right? So simplified further, in the numerator you will be getting 2x square. This is minus 5x, this is minus 5x, so minus 10x I will be getting, plus 4 plus 6, that is 10, divided by x square minus 6x plus 8 is equal to 10 by 3. So here the suggestion that I can give is, try to look for any constant can be taken common or any further cancellation, so that your calculation part will become simple, nothing else. So if I can take a 2 common here, x square minus 5x plus 5 divided by x square minus 6x plus 8 is equal to 10 by 3. So 2 here for 5 times, and then you can do the cross multiplication. So 3 into x square minus 5x plus 5 is equal to 5 into x square minus 6x plus 8. Right? So this is 3x square minus 15x plus 15 is equal to 5x square minus 30x plus 40. Now bring all the terms to one side. That will give you 5x square minus 3x square means 12x square minus 30x plus 50x, which will give you minus 15x. 40 minus 15, that will give you 25, is equal to 0. So if you feel any difficulty in getting the factors for this type of polynomial, still you have a scope of going for the quadratic formula. But I will just tell you one method of approach that you have to follow for factorization. The basic step is, we will multiply 2 into 25, that will give you 50, right? So you no need to look for this 50 term, better try to further factorize this itself. So 2 into 25, is there any chance of 15 from these two? We don't have any scope. So 2 cannot be further factorized, but 25 can be further factorized as 5 into 5. Now here what you will do, try to group up the numbers. Here you have a 3 terms, right? You can group up like this. So that means 10 into 5. There is a chance for grouping up like this. So 10 into 5, there is a scope of getting 15. But our requirement is minus 15. So this I will write as a minus 10 into minus 5. If you develop this way of grouping up the numbers in the factors, your factorization process itself will become very simple, though you are having a 3-digit number or a 4-digit number in the factorization. Okay, so let us go ahead with this. 2x square minus 10x minus 5x plus 25 is equals to 0. Take 2x as a common, x minus 5 minus 5 of a common, x minus 5. So on a whole you can take x minus 5 into 2x minus 5 is equals to 0. You will be getting x is equal to 5 or 5 by 2, right? So this is how you have to concentrate on factorizing a quadratic polynomial. Don't think that always they will give you directly the quadratic equation in the form of directly x square plus something like that. It's not necessary. You see here, by seeing this equation, no one will get an idea generally like it will be a quadratic equation. But see, once if you understood this logic, bringing constants to one side, variables to one side, we got this type of thought. It leads to a quadratic equation here, and see how simply we got the factors, right? So this is the basic application of quadratic formula. In the next class, we will try to discuss few more word problems from the quadratic equation point of view, and also we will try to discuss few important Olympiad based models also in the next video. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys.